Bill O'Reilly here, Friday, March 5th, 2021. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Here's what's happening this week in America. Some good news on the COVID front. States across the country are easing virus restrictions as cases drop. Starting next week, all business in Texas and Mississippi can open at full capacity. Movie theaters and music venues can open again in Massachusetts. And other states are allowing people to go out and businesses to operate. Millions of doses of a new vaccine from Johnson & Johnson now shipping to hospitals and pharmacies all across the country. That medication is slightly less effective than Pfizer or Moderna, but the J&J can be stored at room temperature, and it has a longer shelf life, and it's just one dose, not two shots. President Biden promising a vaccination will be available to every single adult by the end of May. Next, some bad news for Governors Andrew Cuomo and Gavin Newsom. The list of Democrats calling for investigations into Cuomo now has reached the top of the Democratic Party. Hillary Clinton, Mayor de Blasio, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and others demanding probes into Cuomo's nursing home scandal and allegations of misconduct against him. Mr. Cuomo's approval rating has dropped from 71% last April to 38% right now. In California, Governor Gavin Newsom is being sued by a handful of high school students in Orange County, south of Los Angeles. The challenge, filed by athletes, cheerleaders, and their parents, says youth leagues have been treated unfairly during the pandemic because college players are allowed to compete. The kids claim Newsom's decision to ban the games is directly affecting their chances at getting into college, especially with athletic scholarships. Finally, children's author Dr. Seuss, the latest victim of the cancel culture. Publishers now banning at least 6 Seuss books. His estate acknowledging some material is a little bit racist and insensitive. But can't you just edit that out of the Seuss books? So the works in question were published between 1930s and 1950s, but they can be revised, correct? Other casualties of the cancel culture: Kermit the Frog, Miss Piggy, Mr. Potato Head. In a moment, listeners, sound off. How bad is your back, knee, or neck pain? Mine was pretty bad. I played 4 sports when I was younger, and it's catching up with me now. I tried a lot of stuff to manage the pain. Ointments, pain relievers, fish oil, nothing worked. So a doctor friend of mine recommended Omega XL, and here's why. The underlying cause of painful, achy joints and muscles is inflammation. The key to knock down inflammation before it causes damage is backed by 35 years of research. And that's what Omega XL does. The doctor also says, quote, I can't write any prescription that comes close to what Omega XL accomplishes. She was right. So if you're suffering with painful, achy joints and muscles, stop wasting money and switch to Omega XL. Order Omega XL now and get a second bottle free. Visit omegaxl.com/bill, omegaxl.com/bill, or you can call 800-844-4888, 800-844-4888. Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. Listeners, sound off. We do this each Friday, and you can reach me, bill@billoreilly.com, bill@billoreilly.com. Very easy. Name and town if you wish to opine. So let's go to Charles, who lives in Liberty, Texas. O'Reilly, I'm a little confused about what's considered safe after having received both COVID injections. My wife and I are retired and have just completed the second shot. I thought it would be safe to travel domestically after about 2 weeks. It appears now the CDC recommends continuing wearing masks, and we intend to do so. Look, it's safe to travel on a plane because the plane says you have to wear the mask, and they, I guess, knocked out the middle seats, and the transmission on airlines, according to the CDC, is very, very low. It is in the airport that you got to watch yourself. I would just wear the mask. All right, you don't have to wear it if you have the 2 injections or the vaccine in general. You don't have to wear it at home or anything like that. But if you go into a crowd and the stores still want you to wear it, so that's the strategy. Just be careful and, err on the side of caution. David is in Norwalk, Connecticut. Obviously, immigration is going to be a big problem. You would think with COVID and the deaths decreasing, the administration would be concerned about testing these illegal people before allowing them into the country. Well, that's not happening. So in Brownsville, Texas, in the bus station there is a rapid COVID testing place. And according to the Brownsville officials, more than 100 undocumented aliens. Remember, if you get here, if you put your foot on U.S. soil, the Border Patrol comes, you can say, I want to apply for asylum. And then they will process you, give you $1,100 in cash to travel anywhere in the United States you want to. This is the Biden policy. Now, most people don't know that. So in Brownsville, they were testing some undocumented people. I don't think they can force the undocumented to take the test, but a number did. And more than 100 tested positive. But the state of Texas and the city of Brownsville could not stop those people from getting on a bus and going wherever they wanted because it's a federal beef. The feds control immigration. So now we have is undocumented folks coming up from Mexico, COVID positive. They have it, and they're just letting them wander around. Hey, President Biden, is that a good policy? Come on. Arthur is in Rhode Island. Is it true undocumented people test positive cannot be held? No, they could be held. But Biden would have to issue the order, the executive order. You'd have to say, for public safety reasons, anybody testing positive that comes in illegally is going to be detained. Yeah, that could happen. Jeffrey in Miami Beach. Bill, you said recently the price of gasoline is rising due to the oil companies wanting to make more money. Well, the underlying crude oil price is up 27% year to date. Why do you think that is, Jeffrey? There's plenty of supply. See, oil companies are stockpiling cash. I'm Bill O'Reilly, and I approve the message by putting it together. For more news analysis, please visit BillO'Reilly.com. In a moment, something you might not know. This year marks 20 years since America's darkest day, September 11, 2001, and the Tunnel to Towers Foundation has been supporting America's frontline heroes ever since. When a first responder or military service member doesn't come home and young children are left behind, Tunnel to Towers pays off the mortgage to lift the financial burden for the family and bring their families some stability. For catastrophically injured vets and first responders, Tunnel to Towers builds mortgage-free smart homes, enabling our most severely injured heroes to live more independent lives. Our nation's heroes, people who are willing to die for us, need your help. So please don't wait. Join Tunnel to Towers on their mission to do good and help those heroes. Please donate $11 a month at T2T.org. That's T2T.org. Now the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. For decades, scary stories and horror movies routinely rank as one of the most popular genres in the USA. Every year, the entertainment industry churns out films, TV shows, books, even musicals meant to keep Americans awake at night. Scary stuff. Today, the trend dominating pop culture, zombies. Often portrayed as undead, flesh-eating, decaying corpses, zombies are now the most popular figure in the horror genre. Unlike many other movie monsters, which are a product of Hollywood studios and imagination, zombies have a basis in reality, and several verified cases have been reported from Haitian voodoo culture. Folklore surrounding the undead has been around for centuries in the Caribbean, originating in the 1600s when West African slaves were brought in to work in Haiti's sugarcane fields. Many people who follow the voodoo religion today believe zombies are myths, but some say there are actual people revived after death by a hungan, a religious elder. Shamans use herbs, shells, fish, animal parts, bones, and other objects to create concoctions that can allegedly induce zombie-like conditions if inhaled. The effects could last hours, even days. A 1997 article in a British medical journal described 3 verifiable accounts of zombies. In one case, a Haitian woman who appeared to be dead was buried in a family tomb only to reappear 3 years later. Wow. Some say it's a hoax, of course. Today, the undead, big business. According to NBC News, zombies alone generate $5 billion in the USA. That includes TV shows like The Walking Dead, merchandise, even conventions across the country. And here's something else you might not know. Americans' fascination with zombies is also having an impact on our romantic relationships. Horror fans looking to mingle can find love online at Zombie Passions Net, a dating website for those interested in the undead. Oh, come on. We all been on dates like that, haven't we? Back after this. Attention savvy investors, Bill O'Reilly here. Want predictable monthly cash flow? Is a 10% annualized immediate monthly payout good for starters? How about bonuses targeted to 21%? If you want the safety and security of a real estate investment, but without the hassles of being a landlord, you have probably heard of NRIA. NRIA is an industry-leading real estate development firm now in its 15th year, developing strategically located, low-risk, high-demand neighborhoods based on supply-demand imbalance. They are a great fit for safety-oriented investors who want cash flow and diversification into carefully chosen real estate. Learn more about NRIA Real Estate Development Fund at nria.net, or please call 800-800-1414. That's 800-800-1414.
An offer of securities is only made by the NRIA Private Placement Memorandum. Read it first. Past performance does not guarantee future results. NRIA is a real estate development firm. Learn more at nria.net.
Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.